steps to meander the interstices of eschewable cataracts, landmines, waterfronts, icebergs, and oxbow lakes. The shape of the Nigerian state just now has all the capacities and possibilities of birthing in a disastrous and pestilential aqua of a terminus ad quem. Let me say that my critical history and historiography of the study of the war of attrition and belligerency in Rivers State did not commence with the Obi-Okbo political tendency. It commenced, strictly speaking, with the suspicion by some power centers that Governor Rotimi Amaechi nurses an ambition for the vice presidency of this country.
So are you saying all of this is happening because of the 2015 election?
Oh, it's very crystal clear, like the biblical teke mene yufasi. It's audible to the deaf and visible to the blind. And in any case, no less a political personage than the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Jonathan, has been able to have confirmed that.
How?
That he said so. We read that in the papers that 2015 is the first origo of this crisis, is the first origo of the political tension in the country, and he urged political dramatist personnel to put their sheets in their cell. That 2015 is still far away. But if you look at the totality of the crisis in Rivers State just now, it leaves me with just two conclusions. One, that 2015 is inherently laden with a political and democratic thalidomide. Two,
so thalidomide will be
stillborn.
Okay.
It may be stillborn.
Okay.
Two, whereas some social scientists like myself have gone to town for donkey years now saying that what we have is not a democracy, but what we have is civilian rule. But by recent events, I'm even tempted to say, no. Nigeria is neither witnessing civilian rule, nor is Nigeria witnessing even democracy. What we have at best is a form of government I call kakisto-mobo plutocracy. And that is bad for the nation. Is it within the Obi-Okbo contest? Is it within the NGF election contest, where 16 persons are more than 19 persons? If within the microscopic ceramics and cadence of 36 governors who are supposed to be suzerains of democratic ethics and ethos in their respective terra firmas, you cannot adjudge democratic scores.
So how best do you think that this crisis can be resolved in the whether most political manner or democratically? How best can this crisis be resolved?
Very simple. Very simple. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the customs morals of societal mores, having superintendence over all political umbrages, contracts, bonus mores. From that point, but that I mean, it's supposed to be the moral conscience, the social and moral conscience of our ethical and national values.
Are you saying the president needs to step in here and be decisive about what is happening in Rivers State?
All governors in the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria are the governor's children. The president just now must come down from Martin Olympus. The president just now must not be partisan. The president just now must show more than a complacent, more than a lethargic, more than a passive interest in the security and political imbroglio in Rivers State.
How about the allegations against the Rivers State governor himself? Do you think he's feeling this?
What are the allegations against him?
The ones in the papers, the ones in the news.
You have to be specific, so I can
That he's been disrespectful to the president.
How? How? The man has said for the opting time, even to my own maniacal bewilderment, that I'm not interested in becoming the vice president of this country. And anytime I hear him say so, I quickly engage in a retort or a pedagogical repartee where I'm seated or where I'm standing, then so what? Even if you are interested in becoming the vice president of this country, so what? Is that not a democratic right? It's an inalienable right.
Okay, let's talk to Ugo. Ugo, you've listened to both sides. To a large extent, we can say they have political interests. I know that you're neutral. Okay, but you still have some vested interest in PDP. No, you don't. You've never been okay.
I've never belonged to any political party since I was born.
Oh, good. That's good. Okay, so let's find out from the thoughts of Ugo. When you look at the political situation in Rivers State, what are your own thoughts before we begin to break these things down?
First of all, my worry, which informs my take, is that in all of this, the people, the common man, is not factored into this issue. We're talking about two elephants fighting. And what's happening to the grass? The truth is that the way politicians go about some of these issues, they go about it as if the reason for politics is not the people. For me, that's what the issue is. Rivers State is at a standstill, and nobody cares whose ox is God. If they want to burn the state down, they don't really. Look at the average man on the street who used to ride Okada. For security reasons, he doesn't ride Okada again. He's been sent out of Port Harcourt. I don't know if we have a very clear idea of what the level of unemployment is. And every day we talk about insecurity in the north. Let me tell you, a young man who has gone to school, who is now very enlightened, who does not have work to do, and is a young man and full of energies, if you ask me, is a time bomb. And he doesn't have a job. What about the people, the petit trader who can't do his business again in Port Harcourt, in Rivers State? Like I said, my own problem, my own challenge is that if you pick up all the dailies, you talk about what PDP thinks, you talk about what the opposition, the way they have interpreted it, you talk about what Amich is saying, you talk about the House of Reps stepping in. In all of this, nobody talks about what is happening to the man on the street. And for me, until that becomes the issue, then we are in trouble.
Okay, so now, if we're to look at what affects the man on the street, what do you think the man on the street ought to be doing? I know that this is a political issue. The political elephants, as you call them, they are supposed to resolve it. But we've seen in other climes where the people have said, you've got to put a stop to what they might want to describe as this nonsense.
Let me also tell you the unfortunate part of it. The unfortunate part of it is that the same man on the street is not just disgruntled. He's disgruntled because he's hungry. And over the years, they've also become gullible. You know what they do? The politicians now feast on it. You know what's going to happen? If this crisis goes on and on and on, they begin to distribute money to the people and begin to shop for them to queue to the left or queue to the right. And people will you will see people who would carry placards protesting, not because they're interested, but because they've been giving money and some piece of papers have been printed and you give to them and they run to the street and they come back. Next day you find another group who will buy some other young men who are hungry, who will need the money after all. So at the end of the day, the man on the street unfortunately can't even do anything. He's helpless.
Okay, so Tony Ranta, you've seen one of the outcomes of the problem in Rivers State is the fact that initially it was said that the House of Rep was a bit too much in a rush to take over the State Assembly. Now the Senate has also supported this. What do you think about the fact that the National Assembly as a whole is now taking over the State Assembly, where supposedly there is a 27 majority that should be able to sit and should be able to have sessions if there is enough security provided for them? What do you think? Should we be focusing on the National Assembly taking it or focusing on providing security for the 27 that's the majority in the State Assembly to sit and to run the ship of state?
I'll come from where we were stopped. Governance is supposed to be mainly about the welfare of the people. If it is going to be better for the people to be taken